Stuart Benson.
Okay.
Joshua, your president, you worked hard on this, and I appreciate it. Your philosophy is a lot different than mine, especially when you say racial capitalism. The true tip of capitalists, they don't care. You know, I used to tell my students, sometimes they say, well, the boss doesn't like me. I said, it's nothing about like. If you can't do the job, he can't make money. And so you could be green, he wouldn't care. You got to make money. And for me personally, I put over 500 kids in jobs. You know, we talk about affordable housing. I don't know if we'll ever have enough. The problem is the school system. You know, everybody who gets out of school ought to be able to make a living. And we have a poor system. And so we have to hire people from someplace else. Like you said, $100,000 for a consultant someplace else. We got all the talent here. We just don't want to educate them. And so in my view, you know, the more you talk about what you're talking about, there was a guy a long time ago, he says, the truth will set you free. Now, most people don't really believe that, and that's okay. But for me, when you humble yourself and know somebody's in charge, then you do the right thing. And we got a lot of people. Now, you mentioned, you know, white supremacies and all that bull. You know, my relatives, ancestors, they didn't have any slaves. They killed everybody, and they were evil at that time, and their view. So you try to make sure that everybody knows information, and you do the right thing. And you bringing out some of these points you're bringing around, I like it. I like facts. You know, I don't like to listen to what people saying, well, you know, they're going to do this. Show me the results. What do you do?
I'm not sure that we were in the same presentation.
Well, probably not.
Yeah.
I think definitely different than
I think you were on your phone most of the time, because the way I explain racial capitalism, I think you might have missed that, but that's okay.
No, hey, listen, I wasn't on no phone. Don't accuse me of anything. You made a good presentation and you worked hard on it, and I like, you know, information.
So are you saying that property values are not connected to race?
Listen, if you moved in your buddy's house and all of a sudden it doubles, I'd say, yeah. But I don't believe that. I believe that area, for some reason or another, you know, I tell people all the time, we need to protect people the best we can. When you go in the West End, when people got bars on their doors and windows, they're willing to go to jail every night. That's sick. We need to make sure it's safe. Every place is safe. When it's safe, people don't mind living there. They don't want to but they don't want to get hurt. And I don't know how we solve that problem, but you do it by talking and working through a solution.
You just saw my presentation where I put the redlining maps up on the screen, and the consultants who designed those codified racial capitalism into practice. You saw
they
that,
were
right?
evil. They were evil people. They were evil.
Okay, but we're still living within that system. That system is not eradicated. There are outcomes there that we are still dealing with.
Most people lend money to make money. If they know they can get, that's why veterans loan and you know, the ones that guarantee the loan was going to be okay, the ones you said that they couldn't, no black person can get. Well, it's not that way anymore. You know, you can buy the insurance that in case, you know, that something happens to the mortgage person will be able to get it.
No, it's not. No, that's not correct. And there are studies that were done. There was a study done in Pittsburgh just recently that actually showed that racial identities still affect lending practices very succinctly. And if we were able to get our hands on maps from insurance companies and banks, we would find maps that look very much like the 1938 maps.
Today,
what I would suggest you do is, instead of reacting to this information, that's probably new information, that maybe you take a pause, reflect, maybe self-reflect, and then do a bit of research before you have this reaction that you just want to correct someone on information that you've never heard before.
How do you know that?
I know that from your reaction.
No, you're just agreeing with what I believe, and that's okay. I'm not saying you believe what
you believe is based in white supremacy and not scholarship.
All right. You got to go after me. I know. That's the way it works.
Yeah, I mean,
you got to go after me.
We need.
I'm not going after you, so you're just wrong.
Well,
and it's embarrassing that you're an elected official in a mid-sized city in the United
Please.
States.
Let me tell you, I
We
tell
need
anybody who wants
to
to run
stop.
against me,
We
run
need to
against me.
move on. Did anyone else have any discussion or something that they had to say?